Hello, my dear YouTubers. I'm back with a new video. And today, as you know, that we were going to start the chapter Nutrition in Animals, so I'm ready with that chapter. You know that it is boring to be in the sessions like when I am in front of you. So I have brought a new concept that how can I show my videos to you. So one thing that I'm going to update in my video is something that I will make PPTs and you can see those PPTs after my video. I will attach those videos on your YouTube channel. So be prepared with your, you can say, a notebook and a copy for writing the notes that today I'm going to tell. Today there will be a PPT that I will upload tomorrow, and then you are going to read that PPT, you are going to understand that PPT with the some of pictures and with some of the text and etc. Rather than I will keep improving myself step by step. That's how I can just cooperate with you all. So, without wasting time, start the chapter. And the chapter that today I'm going to tell is Nutrition in Animals. And you all know that Nutrition in Animals is the chapter which we were going to do. And with animals, I remember, and actually everyone remembers, even a small child remembers, that animals can be humans also. So, as the monkey or uh, any other animal developed to the Homo sapien that we are now, that comes from an animal only. So we are also considered in animals, but we are different because we have technology, we have feet to move on. Animals do have, but plants do not have. Yes, so we have feet and we have other many such features that we can stay in houses. Animals do not stay in their houses, but they have different shelter which we can say there is a house for them. So we have a separate house from all of those animals. So we can say that we are very very different from those animals who are living in the, like you can say, a cub who's living with the tigress and etc etc. So everyone has its shelter, everyone needs its shelter, food, water, and its survival livings so that it can survive in its nature. And so it needs food to grow. And when an animal or any animal, plant, or anything, any of the living on living biotic things needs something to grow on, and that is food, water, and some shelter that keeps it warm or keep it cold. That's why everyone needs to stay alive and grow and feed on some food, and with some like air we feed on oxygen also we feed on water, etc. So, what are all of these? These all are actually nutrients. The food provides us nutrients. Water didn't provide us any nutrient, but it helps us for many like utility actions. Like the urinary system is already based on water only, and many other fluid activities in our body are responded and taken place with water only. And so water is also very essential for our body, even it doesn't give any nutrition to us. But what we need as nutritions, what are nutritions actually? So in the previous chapter, that was nutrition in plants, we have learned that nutrition is something, the process of utilization or taking in food by an organism is known as nutrition. So the utilization by the body of nutrients is known as the nutrients only. And also now we are on the animals, so let's get to the point. Like, we have different types of processes that take place when we eat food, so we are going to discuss them step by step. And the process of this chapter might be a little bit long, and the process of this whole chapter, like you can see, the key points of this chapter are as follows. These this key points of the chapter are nutrition in plants, we will learn nutrition in, sorry, animals, amoeba, hydra, and frogs. We will learn about them also, and then we will learn the human digestive system that are also animals, and we will learn the most important thing, the feeding of animals that are called ruminants. We are going to learn these all the things. So these are the key features of this video. So be prepared with your pen and pencil for your notes. Let's get started with the first point, which is the digestion of food in the amoeba, hydra, and frog. Before that, I'm going to discuss that what are the processes of human body or any other body system. So as you all know, that we have a mouth by which we speak, by which we eat, by which we drink water, by which we drink any other fluid, juice, milk, etc. So that is something which help us to utilize our nutrition. So its name should be ingestion. Ingestion means to take food inside your body, involving the taking of food in your mouth and then chewing it is the process of ingestion, and eating it, and chewing and actually reversing it from a very solid surface to a very sticky and rubbery like solid. It is known as the ingestion process only. Now it comes the digestion process, the breaking down of food into the most simple and soluble substances by our stomach, that places in the stomach by our digestive juices, is actually known as digestion. So digestion actually happens in our stomach, which has many other types of fluids like some viruses that kill. There are some like viruses in our stomach, and they kill the viruses that are in our food. So that prevents us from the hard food poisoning. If there is a very strong food poisoning, so our stomach will pain a lot, and the viruses that are already present in our stomach will pain also. So that is why digestion is the process of breaking down food into simple and soluble substances so that it can go into the small intestine and go out through the everywhere in our stomach. Now, the next thing comes at absorption. Absorption is a process by which the food is passed by the soluble substances. So, as we know, the digestion has actually converted the like chewy substance into the soluble substance. So now the soluble substance has to go out of the body now. So the absorption helps to absorb the nutrients from that soluble substance and goes out through the small intestine now. And it is actually absorption actually means to utilize nutrients only, absorb nutrients from that food, and that nutrients that are actually absorbed by the body are passed all into the body, and it is passed through the fluids such as blood and other things that are present in our whole human body. Then comes the second last thing, which is assimilation. Assimilation is something where it is a process by which absorbed nutrients are utilized by the body. So absorbed nutrients are utilized by the body. Now what does that mean? In the previous process, we have seen that the absorption helps us to absorb the nutrients, not to take that nutrients into the body. But fluids such as blood takes the nutrition to the whole body, human body system. So assimilation is the process to take that blood, like it has absorbed nutrients and are utilized by the body, so it goes into whole of the human body system by the blood only. Then the last steps come is the ingestion. Ingestion is different from all of these steps, which is to the process of elimination of undigested solid parts of the food. So ingestion actually doesn't absorb, doesn't chew, doesn't even digest food, doesn't even assimilate the food, but it actually gives out the food from the our human body, and it throws out the roughage, which is actually very important thing in food that is present in some like watermelon and many other chewy foods. It is present, and that helps to clean our intestines, and also the undigested food, which is roughage only, comes out through our urine or any other things that come in our form of pee or something else. So we have learned the 5 steps of the, you can say, nutrition, and the nutrition in the human body or any other organism. Now we have to learn the nutrition in amoeba, hydra, and frog. So first we are going to learn about what is amoeba. The unicellular amoeba. We know that amoeba is a unicellular organism, and thus it also engulfs the tiny particles of food by throwing its false feet, known as pseudopia, around it. Now, what is pseudopia? Now, we have to learn it about very frequently, and so I have made a diagram for it. So, let's see the diagram now. So here is my diagram over here. In the middle, you can see the pseudopia, and these are the old processes, all the processes that amoeba like actually recovers to have the pseudopia in itself. So pseudopia, I'm just showing you. Once minute. 1 minute just yeah, here is the pseudopia. You can see these two like the angles are coming to catch the prey. This is the prey that and this is the amoeba, and this is coming and coming closer to the prey so that it can catch the prey, and this prey is like now gathered by the pseudopia that covers it, and this in between is the amoeba. Amoeba also like just covers it, and these are the small particles that I will tell you that what are these particles in the further detail. Let's start what where we were on the book. The pseudopia joined together to form a cavity, which is actually called the food vacuole. So you can see over here, it is the food vacuole, and the small spots that we saw, they come together to form the fourth vacuole. So this all like the structure, the diagram, they come together and they just join to take the prey. How interesting is that? Hope the human body was also doing like that. Now, coming when the food vacuole is formed, the food inside the vacuole is actually digested by the digestive juices. Now, where you can tell that there is a stomach in it. Now, if you see an actual amoeba, it is looking like this. Did you see that? How like small particles this have? So it is actually very interesting to see amoeba in that point of time. But it has some stomachs, it has a brain, it has everything inside it, and it also works very cleanly in its life. So actually, it doesn't have brain. I gone wrong at one point of time. It is absorbed, like the digestive juices then pump to absorb the prey, and then it is absorbed and assimilated there to provide the energy and perform the amoeba activities. Now we have understood that how does the amoeba work to take its food. Now we are going to learn that how does a hydra. Now first we will understand that what is hydra, like the amoeba was a unicellular organism. Now, Hydra. Hydra is a simple. Now, what do I mean by simple? Simple actually means the multicellular animal that we are also. We are also a multicellular animal, and Hydra is same like us, but doesn't look like us because its feet are under the ground and it has like attached roots. We can say it is not a plant, but it is an aquatic animal. Now, it has a number of tentacles around its mouth. Now, it has a mouth also now. So, it has a tentacles around its mouth, and then which are actually used for ingestion. Like we humans have the mouth for our ingestion and teeth for our like chewing the food. Same as tentacles, like the tentacles are the mouth of the hydra. So when the it helps in ingestion of food that we know, but how it like you know that they don't have teeth to chew on. Yes, so we have an example for that also. Not example, but actual like you can say the explanation for it. The explanation would be the tentacles and entangle the small aquatic animals. Small aquatic animals like such like some pearls that have this like clam shells first have the animals inside them. Then they go out, and so the hydra catches it and entangle it to other small aquatic animals and kill them with their stinging cells. Now, stinging cells are actually like present in their tentacles only. Now, they then push them into their mouth. So their mouth are like we can see that I will tell you a diagram that how it has a mouth and how its tentacles are actually present on its mouth, and it also has inside the blood cavity, or sorry, body cavity, and it actually has digestive juices secreted by surrounding cells and helps to digest the food. Now, with this, we are clear that Hydra can be chewing. It has a body cavity and it has the same little bit same process like us, but it is an aquatic animal. Now, by the surrounding like digestive juices surround the cells, help to digest the food. Then this is then actually like absorbed through the cavity walls and assimilated in the cells. Assimilated, we have done that utilization of the nutrients is known as assimilation only. So we have also done the assimilation in the cells. Now, how does a frog do that? Frog has a sticky tongue and we will discuss about it later, but first we have to discuss the diagram of it. So let's see the diagram now. Here is a diagram of the Hydra. We can see that this is like a stem-like structure which actually changes into its stomach, its body cavity, and you can see these two things, and these like hair-like structures are the tentacles of the Hydra, and this is the prey which is like actually entangled with the, we can see the tentacles, it is entangled with it. So we have seen the diagram of the Hydra also. Now moving that the how the frog uses its sticky long tongue to catch the insects. Frogs have well developed digestive system. Now it's a point to say that they have a well digestive system, not like humans. Now uh, they have well digestive systems that we know, but which actually will more help to digest the food very properly, and it has a lot amount of digestive juices. So when the frog has a lot amount of digestive juices in it, so when the sticky tongue actually takes the and like actually entangles the insect inside it. You can see I cannot draw the frog diagram. It will be like hilarious. So you can see how the frog catches the prey, and that's how actually frog entangles the insects from its tongue. And now we are going to talk about the unicellular paramecium has stiff hair-like structures called cilia. Now, I'm not talking about the country Syria, but I'm talking about cilia all over the body. Now, cilia are structures, they are hair-like structures present on paramecium, and then it is spread all over the body. Uh, like we have cells in all our body, like that only cilia has like cilia over its body. Yeah. Now it actually the hair-like structures that are called cilia help the paramecium to actually ingestion. It helps in ingestion, and the hair-like structures are actually for chewing its food. You can say to actually take its food in its mouth. The constant movement of the cilia pushes the food particles into the mouth-like structure, which is paramecium. So the structure of the mouth-like structure is called the paramecium. Now the rest of the nutrition processor are similar to those we have learned as amoeba. Amoeba we have learned that how it has pseudopia and etc. etc. So that only happens with the paramecium. Now, do you ever have think that how a spider, a mosquito, and other like animals actually suck their food, how they take their food inside their body? If you actually know, please comment down in the section, and hopefully I will like it if you do, because most of the people don't comment actually Please do comment my video if you like. Do like my video. If you don't like, dislike my video. But actually, take one comment so that I would be like thankful that how is my video looking to you all. So I would request that please comment in my comment section, and also tell this answer that how a spider and mosquito actually suck their food, how the ingestion, digestion, and all processes happen in those animals. Now, as we have done all the things in the properly very nice animals, now coming to the humans. Humans are also a type of animals, but there's a common thing that their body performs the steps of nutrition inside a long tube called in some places called the gut or alimentary canal. We all will discuss all these points, and I will make you clear that how it does in our human body. But before that, I'm going to tell you some things about your human body system. Human body system contains actually many such things. If you swallow a coin, if you swallow anything, so it will go process by process. Like government has a system, same by that. Our like human body also has systems. So civics, we can say civics and biology are connecting with this point that they have systems. As in government there are systems like executive, judiciary, etc, etc. So in our human body in biology we also have some systems. For example, first food go into our mouth, then it goes through the food pipe, then it goes to our stomach, then it goes to the small intestine, then it goes to the large intestine, and then it goes to the rectum or anus, and then it goes out through our body. And also, I'm today going to tell that the food pipe is also known as oesophagus. Oesophagus is also known as the food pipe, or the food pipe is also known as oesophagus. So the main parts of our like the body are actually our for digestion and all these things are mouth, food pipe or oesophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, ending in the rectum and anus. Now we have salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas are organs that secrete digestive juices that help to convert complex substances into the food that contains to the simpler substances. Digestive juices are actually also secreted by the inner walls of the stomach and the small intestine also. Now we have done that. How does a like human body, how does a human digestive system look like? Now we are going to study that human digestion in the mouth. We have several things in our mouth like a tongue, teeth, and our lips, and this whole thing actually contains the mouth and some parts of our throat also, some parts of our like between the jaws and like that, that help us to talk, that help us to chew, that help us to do everything that we do in our daily life. And so food is taken in or in like ingest through the mouth only, and digestion begins inside your body through mouth when you chew the food and think about your favorite food. Now if you have a favorite food, like I am like a foodie. Like you can say me like a foodie because I love pizza, I love burger, I love pasta, but I also love oats and like poha and many things I love. And if you take your favorite food as a chewing gum, for example, so you chew your chewing gum again and again and again, and after some time it is flavorless because your taste senses have recognized that flavor many times when you chew your food, and it's not coming to the simpler substances that can go in your stomach. That is why some people who actually suck their chewing gum goes into their stomach, then comes out of like after 2 or 3 days they come out of their body through rectum, anus, etc. So I'm not talking about that, but think of your favorite food, and does your mouth water now? So if there was like, if in front of me there would be kept a pizza, so my mouth would start watering, but not exactly. I do not water much because I eat it like mm, very not weekly actually, after 2 weeks or after 3 weeks, when the pizzas or burgers actually finish off. And because of that, now let's leave this topic. But the main point of this like topic was that did your mouth water? The watering of mouth is actually water present in your mouth is actually saliva, and saliva is actually a digestive juice that helps to actually recognize that what is the flavor that you are actually taking in. If you like just take it, I want to do an experiment with all of you to study effect of saliva on your food. You have read that saliva converts starch in food into sugar. Let us do an experiment now. You will need saliva, some test tubes, some starch, and some glass slides, and the iodine solution. Take a little of your saliva in a test tube. Now, you have to take your saliva into a test tube. Now, you can take the starch that is used to starch our clothes. To starch our clothes, you can take that starch now. Put a drop of boiled starch on a glass slide, then add to a like iodine solution. Add 1 drop of iodine solution to it, and then if it turn it to black or to blue, showing the presence of starch in it. Now add some boiled starch to the saliva. Test the resulting solution for starch. Is starch present now? Why it is present? Do comment me if you have done this solution, because I think very less people have in their home like starch. These all elements are actually only present in the laboratories, etc. So I am giving you a home home experiment. The home experiment is actually that you only need your tongue, your favorite food might be candy, a chocolate, or any other thing. Just don't force your parents to make your favorite food or take your favorite food for this experiment. Just take your favorite food or any other food, wipe your tongue with a towel or a cloth. Do take a clean towel for not getting infections into your mouth, or just wash your tongue not with water but like glide your tongue with a paper towel or something else. Then but the result should be not to be saliva on our tongue. Then you have to keep your favorite food in your mouth, or just take a candy in your mouth. Did you have any taste out of it? Don't chew that food, but actually just take that food and don't let saliva to come over there. So did you feel that saliva actually didn't come there and we didn't recognize that what food is it? And you can do this experiment with a surprise also, that you can take a like cloth or something, a hanky or something, then you can put it in your eyes and then just try to recognize the food without saliva. Did you recognize it? Tell me in the comment section, because most of the people wouldn't recognize it, and you cannot actually, it's a science experiment, you cannot actually take it in your mouth and just take the taste of it without saliva. So saliva is a digestive juice I wanted to tell in this whole topic of 2 experiments. So saliva is a digestive juice that help us to take our senses, and then that helps us to take the digestive juices, and it helps to chew our food. It is secreted by the 3 pairs of the salivary glands in your mouth. Chewing breaks down the food into small pieces and mixes it into the saliva. This process is called as mastication. Now we have done that 2 experiments, but have you noticed that what is this process called? Now, without those processes, like when we chew our food with saliva, what is that process called? That process is actually called mastification. Mastication, actually, not mastification. It's mastication because our mouth has 3 salivary glands, and our saliva comes from those glands, and our food is actually converted to the digestive juice, which is saliva. Then your teeth cut, tear and grind the food before you swallow it. Now you already know that our teeth helps us to actually, you can say, grind the food, chew the food. You can do many things with the food, and I'm going to tell you a detailed process of how the teeth look in today's video only. Don't go anywhere, I'm telling here only. And actually, what are teeth and how many teeth are there? There in an adult, there in a child, and how many teeth, how many they are divided. Let me tell you. Actually, our teeth help us to cut our food, tear our food, grind our food, and for that we have several numbers of several groups of our teeth in our mouth. Now, did you see any different types of teeth in your mouth? Let me tell you. So you have different types of teeth, and they have different types of jobs. For example, one has the school work, one has the office work, one has the school holiday homework, and like that only our teeth has several types of works that help us to grind, chew, and tear our food. So let's take an example that a child has 20 teeth and 10 in each jaw. So a child, for example, when they have a milk teeth is something when they are born, and their teeth are actually very new. They did not broke, they didn't get the permanent teeth. So the milk teeth are ones that are actually followed by the age of 10 and are replaced by the larger permanent teeth. Permanent teeth come when the milk teeth break, and actually the permanent teeth comes inside it. Then we have learned that 20 teeth has a child, 10 in each row. Now, what about the adults and what about the teenagers? What about the kids that have teeth that have actually lose their milk teeth and have their permanent teeth now. This set contains 32 teeth and actually 16 in each jaw. So if we divide 32 by 2, it actually is 16. So it is divided into very several parts, which are 4 incisors, 2 canines, 4 premolars, and 6 molars in each jaw. I'm going to show you with it a example and actually how my teeth look with this like example 32 and 16 like this. So I do not have 32 teeth. If you start counting your teeth, it would not take hundred of years, it would take just 1 second. So let me count my teeth also. So actually I have also the same type of teeth, but I do have the 4 extra teeth in my backwards, and so they will come again. So I have 4 in the front of my teeth that are known as incisors. I have 4 on the uppers and 4 on the downwards, which are known as incisors. So here you can see that these 4 teeth on upper and the lower jaw are actually known as incisors. Then we have the canines. Canines help us to tear food. Tear food, why tear food? If you eat meat or any type of fish that is actually very much teary and very chewy, so these canines would help you. And actually they help you to piercing and actually for use to tear meat pieces only. Now, teeth at your back of your mouth are broad with almost flat surface. So, I also have that teeth over here. After the canines, you have the two teeth of, four teeth, premolars, upper and lower. So, with them, we have to actually, they help us to crush and grind the food into uh, like little bits smaller substances, and then they are called premolars. Premolars, why? Because molars are the bigger brothers of them. So premolars, we have a preschool, then we have school, like primary, like that we have primary colors, secondary colors, like that only. It is premolars and molars. So molars are larger than premolars. By the name, we can understand that premolars were shorter ones. The white substance that covers your teeth is called the enamel. It is the hardest substance in the body. Now, it is not asked which is the longest bone in your body. It is femur. It is not asked that it is like which is the smallest bone of your body, or anything else. It is not asked like that. But here it is asked, it is the hardest bone of your body. So what will be your answer? The answer will be enamel. Enamel is the hardest substance in your body. Now, as we know, it is the hardest substance of your body. The saliva in your mouth helps to break down the starch of food into sugars that are easier to digest. It also makes the food easier to swallow by making it wet and slippery. Now, as you know, your tongue is a muscular organ that helps you to eat food, and it pushes food towards your teeth. It also helps to mix the food with saliva and then enables you to swallow it. So, as we all know, that our tongue actually has salivary glands, and it actually produces saliva that helps us to take in food and digest food. And so you all might know that scientists earlier thought that the taste buds that detect different kinds of taste are located in specific areas of the tongue. But that was pretty wrong. But now they have proved that each taste bud can detect all the tastes. So first it was like this. You can see this picture. So first it was like this, then and now can allow to actually recognize every taste bud. Now your tongue does another job also. That small taste buds are all across spread on your surface. Each taste bud can detect all the tastes, which are sweet, salty, sour, bitter. And scientists earlier thought that I have already told you that it wasn't on all the particular sides, but it was all over the taste buds now. Now also the tongue also helps you to speak. Like my tongue is moving when I am speaking. That is why tongue also helps us to speak. Now we are going to learn that how the digestion in the stomach occurs. And then we will learn digestion in the small intestine. And then we will learn the absorption in the small intestine. And then we will learn assimilation, digestion, and ruminants. So first we are starting with the digestion in small intestine. As the food leaves your stomach, little by little it enters a long winding tube below it. It is called the small intestine. The last steps of the digestion take place here. And the muscles in the small intestine mix the food with the digestive juices. That actually some juices are secreted by the cells of the small intestine, and itself others come from the liver, which is the largest gland in the body, and which is the largest gland, and also the pancreas that is located just below the stomach. The liver secretes bile juice. Now what is bile juice? That bile juice is actually helping our bile juice is which is stored in the gallbladder, helps us to absorb more easily and helps us to bile breaks the absorb like it bile breaks up fats into tiny droplets that can be digested and absorbed more easily by our body. And that's how bile juice and gallbladder help in these functions. Then we have that how the digestive juice then act on the other, like the digestive juice then acts on the other things and compounds that are present in our body, and digestive juices actually converts the fatty acids into the glycerol. Glycerol is like it converts into glycerol. The fatty acids are converted there. The pancreas secretes some more pancreas juices that change starch into simple sugars and proteins into simpler compounds called amino acids. Now we have learned this, that how is the food taken in the smaller intestine. Now we have to learn that absorption in small intestine. So the digested food is then absorbed by the small intestine. Absorption of food occurs through thousands of small finger-like projections in the inner walls of your small intestine, and those inner walls are actually known as villi, and the singular word of the villi is villus. Now, actually, it increases the surface area of the absorption of the nutrients and digestive food, and each villus has a network of fine blood capillaries. Capillaries close to the surface. So villis actually look like this. You can see this is villi, type of villi. This is the layer of villi, and then we can say, yes, then we have the other blood capillaries attached to it. So the food absorbed on the surface of the villus passes into the blood with capillaries. Now there is a fact written over there that during digestion, minerals and vitamins do not need to be changed. The cells are able to absorb them as they are. So, did you ever think that why are the like the starch, which is converted into simple sugars, why not the minerals and vitamins? Because they can be absorbed by the cells as they are the cells only. Yes, they reverse to the cells only, so they can be actually absorbed by the cells. So this was the only thing absorption in the small intestine. Now we are going to learn that what is assimilation. The food absorbed into the blood is transported to different parts of the body. It is used to provide energy and materials for growth and repair the body tissues. So assimilation helps to actually in the starting of the chapter I have only told that, but it was like a brief notice for over here. So we know that assimilation occurs in the large intestine and moves the small intestine to the into a wide tube like called large intestine. Here, most of the water present in is converted into water is absorbed by the roughage that is coming through the small intestine. The waste food that is coming now is now almost solid, is stored in the last part of the large intestine that is called rectum, and then it is passed out of the body through anus. Now we have learned the actually the assimilation and ingestion. Ingestion, we have covered both of the topics in this small topic only. So actually glucose is broken down into cells with the help of oxygen and carbon dioxide and water in the presence of like provide energy to our body, that we know, and that is only in assimilation. But now we have to learn the last topic of this chapter, which is ruminants. After that, we will do the MCQ questions and we will finish this chapter long and long. So, the ruminants are hooves actually plant eating animals that digest their food into two steps. Some examples are cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep, and bisons. They have complicated stomachs consisted of four chambers. Food is that is swallowed goes first into the chamber known as rumen. Then here it is partially digested and is called cud. The food is now called the cud. It then goes to the second chamber from where it is returned to the mouth, and from where it is returned to the mouth, and for thoroughly chewing it is sent to the mouth for many much chewing again. This process is called rumination. Then we have, that is why these plants are called ruminants only, and they have two steps. First the taking in of food, then their food comes out again, and then their food after visiting and after chewing, the food is swallowed for the second time and then digested further into the remaining chambers for out coming successfully for the further process. Now it is finally sent into the small intestine where is the absorption of nutrient occurs, and then it goes through the stomach, and then it goes like it is in stomach only, but it then goes out through the body. So we have learned everything in this chapter, and now we are going to start with the MCQ questions that are written on the page number 20. So coming through that questions, which of these is not a part of nutrition? The A part is digestion, B part is absorption, C part is digestion, and D part is excretion. So we have learned that digestion is the taking in a like not the taking in of food, the conversion of food from the harder substances to the soluble substances. Then we have learned the absorption, also absorption of nutrients, and ingestion to chew, mouth, and that. So these three come in the nutritions, and excretion doesn't come in the process of nutrition. So we will take the excretion. Now we are going to do the second question, which is the pointed teeth in your mouth are known as. So the pointed teeth that I told you were these one that help to tear flesh and meat. So these are actually canines. Now, the last part of digestion food takes place in the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, or esophagus. So, stomach, we have learned that stomach actually helps to digest food and further processes. So, this is not the last part of it. Small intestine, we will discuss later. Large intestine actually takes our food to the it takes the food to the rectum for the process further process, and then it is written esophagus. Esophagus is the second step, it cannot be the last step. So the answer would be small intestine because it is a last process that is actually occurring in the body for food digestion. Now, which of the following organs actually large intestine is the answer for the previous one. I actually forgot that because the last steps of digestion were taking place over the small intestine, but it can be tell the large intestine for if it is asked for excretion, and small intestine if it is asked for absorption. So here it was asked the last part of digestion of food takes place in the it can be both large like small intestine should be the correct answer, by the way. It should be small intestine only if it is asked for taking the nutrition inside the body. The next question is, which of the following organs does not secrete digestive juices? So we have learned that stomach actually tells. So the question is asked that which of the following does not secrete digestive juices? So stomach actually does. Small intestine also secretes digestive juices like bile juice, etc. And liver also does that. And esophagus does not actually secrete the digestive juices. So esophagus should be the correct answer. Question number 5 is breaking down of food into simple and soluble substances is known as ingestion, digestion, nutrition, or egestion again. So ingestion, egestion, digestion, or nutrition. So the correct answer should be digestion. Now, digestion we have learned. Now, question number 6 is bile is produced in the which form of in which organ? It is stomach, small intestine, pancreas, or liver. Now, this question is for your comment section, and the next question is also for your comment section. Let me read the next one also. What kind of teeth do you think is actually developed in the carnivorous? So carnivorous actually have to tear meat. It is the hint of you that the carnivorous help to tear the actually the meat and all the parts of it. So which type of teeth do they have the most? So they have developed teeth. Which type of developed teeth would be there in the mouth? Now you have to tell these answers in the comment section, and do like and share my video. If you like my video. If you dislike my video. So keep watching videos, and actually they help you to learn in your period times and in your like periodic times, like in your summer holidays, in your daily basis time, so you can be like able to enjoy these parts. Now we have took 50 minutes of our session, and now we have to say bye bye to each other. So let us all say bye bye to each other and take care and stay safe at your home. And actually eat healthy food. Even do not eat your favorite food, as I told in the two experiments. Okay, so stay healthy and stay safe at your home. Bye bye.